And welcome to another episode of the Football Smack Talk Show. I am your host, Ryan.
I'm Eric.
Welcome, everybody, to another wonderful Monday. It's not technically a victory Monday, but we're all winners here because we're already in the second round of the playoffs.
Yeah, it kind of feels like a victory Monday.
It kind of does, considering also we already know who our opponent is. We don't have to wait for tonight's game for Dallas and Tampa Bay. We know we're playing the Giants. We know we're playing Saturday at 8:15 at Lincoln Financial Field. Another full day of tailgating in the Eagles parking lots. Although your text earlier today got me a little worried because we were all worried about the previous week with the Flyers game and parking kind of got mixed up. Well, now you inform me that there is a Wings game.
Right.
Which who the F?
I didn't even know that anybody cared.
No offense. Like, listen, I'm all Philly, like, go Philly, everything.
Sure. Yeah.
Eagles well over Wings every day of the week and twice on Sunday and 5 times on Saturday. So I'm hoping that doesn't mess with the parking. I'm still looking into it. I have other people looking into it.
Right.
Normally we park in the Wells Fargo in between C1 and C3 because last time
never C2.
Never C2. Because last time of the Flyers game, they made all parking kind of reserved, and there was probably about most of the Wells Fargo lot was slated for Flyers. So I'm hoping they don't do the same thing. If not, we will go to kind of an alternate spot in Lot M and tailgate there most likely. So we're still looking into it. I really wish the Eagles would just come out and just make an official announcement saying, hey, listen.
Like Wings, like y'all on your own.
Well, yeah, it's like, dude, like how many Wings fans are there, period? Right. 2, how many people are actually going to go to the game? 3, how many people are going to be down there, tailgating and needing all that much parking? Like you can fill in the void, where there's
seriously. Just choose one section and just be like, okay, this is for Wings parking.
Right. Yeah.
Like the 40 spots over in like the back corner or something.
Right. Yeah. Go to like lot F or something.
Yeah.
And you can have all of F for Wings.
Sure. So, F is for Wings. Got it.
So we're obviously looking into that now. And obviously if we have any update, we will tweet that out. because I did pose it and I did tag the Eagles in it. I'm like, can you please just let us know what the parking situation is before I get down there? Because I'd really like to not have to like scramble and then have to pay for a reserve
Right.
spot and yada yada yada. So we'll see. We'll be down there at 1 o'clock as early as they'll let us for the 8:15 game. But anyway, yeah. So Dallas and Tampa Bay, the last game of the wild card round, the super wild card round, which I think is just really dumb personally. But
It's dumb that they call it that. Like, just call it the wild card round.
yeah, it's wild card round. Like, come on.
Like in 3 years, they're going to finally stop saying, "Oh, it's Super Wild Card Weekend."
Yeah, I've never liked it. But anyway,
Yeah.
so yes. So just a quick recap for those of you who have been living under a rock and did not pay attention to any of the playoff games this weekend. Dougie P and the Jaguars were down 27-0.
Mm.
All hope was lost. And then, good old Chargers.
Chargers going to charge her.
Chargers are going to charge her. And Doug and Trevor Lawrence find a way to come back and win that game. So happy for Doug. I've always been supportive. Like when Andy left, I'm always super supportive of the Kansas City Chiefs. Again, there's rare when it's going to cross against the Eagles. But
that's funny. This year it did, and then next year it will with Andy.
Right, it's true, and obviously I'll be rooting for the Eagles in both the situations. But so Jaguars end up winning, coming back, great game. It wasn't first half wasn't all that great, but
no.
And then Buffalo defeated the Miami Dolphins, the Tua-less Miami Dolphins, and what was a game that was, a lot closer than it ever really should have when you're talking about a third quarterback. The Buffalo Bills survived. Cincinnati went on to defeat the Baltimore Ravens, which again was a little bit closer than it probably should have been. And then, of course, the New York Giants in what was a very back and forth game, very good game, to be honest.
Yeah.
Defeated the Minnesota Vikings. Kirk Cousins, primetime Kirk Cousins came out and just couldn't get the victory. So that's all we were hoping for is one of the underdogs in the Giants, Vikings, and Seattle San Fran games to win, because then we would know our opponent. Seattle, was leading at halftime and then just forgot to come out in the second half.
In their minds, they won because the game's only 30 minutes. They didn't.
Right. So San Fran turned on the Jets and defeated Seattle. So San Fran will play and host the winner of tonight's game, Tampa and Dallas. I believe that game's going to be the early game Sunday.
Yeah, which would be, I think, noon local time in San Francisco.
Like yeah, so they're definitely not at an advantage there. But so we're playing the Giants basically back to back, even though, let's be honest, the Week 18 matchup was a very vanilla, very basic, just get the win and go home. So you can't really even consider it kind of like seeing them for the third time, because we knew this was a very good possibility, and our coaching staff, Sirianni and the rest, were smart to not give anything away. Was smart,
and theirs as well. They didn't give anything away.
Well, yeah, I mean, hell, nobody was playing, so
they
didn't really. They were just trying to survive too. So it barely was a game. But you saw some good things from the Giants against the Vikings. They were moving the ball. Daniel Jones was probably played one of the better games I've ever seen him play. He was running around everywhere.
Did his best Jalen Hurts impersonation.
Yeah. So they did really well, and their defense, stepped up when needed. So, I think I don't think we're going to see the 48-22 drubbing that we saw, about a month and a half ago when we first met the Giants this year.
No.
Again, I think it'll be a close game. Probably one score, maybe 10-point at most kind of game. But yeah, this isn't going to necessarily be easy. Brian Dable has really taken not a lot and made it into something. So hats
Right.
off for him for taking them this far. And yeah, it's gonna be nuts. I cannot wait. It's gonna be about 40, 45 degrees.
You
Probably
can't draw up
kickoff.
much better
Probably
weather wise.
yeah, kickoff. It'll probably be about like 35,
Yeah.
if not lower.
Which,
And
look,
yeah,
that's par for the course, Northeast Philadelphia, in the
right.
wind.
But the thing that NFL messed up is you're giving Philadelphia Eagle fans a full tailgate.
Oh, yeah. We're getting 7 hours
You're
of
getting
tailgating.
7 hours of full tailgating, and that's just like official lots. You know, let's
Yeah,
not.
we'll probably be down there wherever we're going to be a good hour or so before the lots open.
Yeah,
And like
but
my
that's not
plan is to
including
have a
those.
cooler in the back seat and
Right.
just, and just
I
work it
may
in.
or may not have drank about 2 beers before I actually got into the lots last week.
Yeah,
So it happens.
it'll be
Um,
good.
yeah. So yeah. So this is always exciting when you get to play a divisional opponent in the playoffs, especially in the divisional round. Now, technically, the Eagles have never defeated a team 3 times in one season.
Right.
Now, granted, they have never had the opportunity to win a third game against an opponent. So they've never faced off a team that they have swept during the regular season in the playoffs. They have had that happen to them twice.
Right.
Dallas in, I want to say, 01? No. Early 2000s. And then the Giants did it to them in
Yeah, and
four,
what was it, 2001?
3, something. I don't know. One of those
Well,
years.
no, it would have been before the run that they had of all the consecutive NFC title games. It was the year that we beat the Bucks in the wild card round. It was right at the beginning of Donovan's big run, so it was
Yeah.
like 2001 or
Yeah.
2000. It was the year the Giants went to the Super Bowl, actually.
Yeah, that
And
likely
got
makes
smoked
sense.
by the Ravens.
Yes, they did. So it'll be certainly a great game, fun game. And I think a lot of it. I think as Eagles fans, we're very concerned about
Mhm.
health at this time. Now, granted, it's a long
Sure.
season. We are technically in the 20th week of the season. Um,
Yeah. Wow. Jeez.
yeah, right, exactly, like 20 weeks. So everybody's banged up, everybody's hurt. But it seems like with the extra rest and the fact that, we were able to, kind of get through and secure that 1 seed really is going to be a benefit to us as Lane Johnson is back at practices and claiming, you know, little pain. Jalen Hurts is saying, I'm a little, it's a little stiff, but like, I'm getting there. It's going to be fine. He's obviously going to play. Um, you were able to bring back Gardner Johnson and Robert Quinn. You still have, Josh Sweat, who has returned to practices as well. I think the only one that I have not really had a true update on is Avonte Maddox.
Yeah, I haven't had anything
I
either.
haven't seen anything as far as I haven't seen him at practice. I haven't seen any update, so I don't know if he's going to be able to go. I think that's one of the only kind of like
Mhm.
main people that I think we would be concerned about. But having CJ Gardner Johnson back kind of helps alleviate the loss of Maddox
Right.
because he can kind of be that slot guy, and you can have Epps and Blankenship as your safeties. As I think I would trust that more than having Johnson and Epps, and then have um, what's his face? I can't even remember his name. He was so bad. Who filled in for Vontae Maddox?
Oh God, Josiah Scott.
Scott. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, guess what? That's not the Scott we want out there on the
Mm.
field. against the Giants.
No, the Scott we won on the field against the Giants is Boston Scott. And
Boston,
I
exactly.
wonder what kind of odds I can get on DraftKings for Boston Scott anytime touchdown
I,
score.
I tweeted it earlier. I said the second we knew we were playing the Giants, I was like, hammer whatever the over is.
Right.
Anytime touchdown, Boston Scott,
Yeah,
lock
you
it
got
in.
to lock it in. You got to lock it
Lock
in
it
now
in.
before everybody catches on to this.
Yeah. Um,
Well, actually, I know normally they don't even release like those kind of odds until like a day or two before the game.
yeah. Yeah. Speaking of. Yeah, so I also tweeted out. I was like, "Is really a frickin' lacrosse team gonna f up our parking again?" And I've been getting some decent responses. Yeah, so yeah, if you want to, up there is our Twitter handle. Give us a follow, comment if you know anything. Honestly, this is what's the beauty of the Philadelphia Eagle and Philly sports fans.
Yeah, let us know. Yeah,
Yeah, if anybody has any information, I'm not. We're certainly not saying we have all the information. We find out mostly
right.
just like you guys. So, if anybody has heard anything about the parking, please let us know. Tweet at us, message us on Facebook, whatever. If you know us personally, just shout us out. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
I actually got a text this morning from one of the guys we tailgate with. Well, I guess he didn't coordinate with you guys last game because I wasn't there. Um,
true. Yeah, I
and
don't
he
know
was
where they
telling
ended
me
up.
about what they did, and he was like, "Oh yeah, we're probably going to do the same thing." He's like, "If that's the case,
Where did they end up going?
FTR Park."
Yeah, I have no interest in that. I've just bad experiences in the past.
Well,
Anyway.
nobody's ever had good experiences at FDR Park.
Okay then. Well, we got down there, figured everything out, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and we ended up in the M lot,
See,
which
I
turned
have
out
no idea where that even is.
like if you're looking at Lincoln Financial Field and Citizens
Uh-huh.
Bank's behind you, it's a little to the left. It's really like right there. Yeah. So it actually turned out really cool because we ended up just randomly parking right next to the guys from 4th of John. Um, so yeah, obviously I went over there, said hello to all of them, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, all that. So, but yeah, so hopefully if we get information prior to us leaving, that'd be really helpful.
Yeah,
Because I really don't want to have to scramble down there and pay like $100 for a parking pass. And
I'd prefer not to do that as well.
yes, agreed. So, but anyway, we'll figure it out. Um, but yeah, so Giants again. We've been playing them for the third time in the past. What is it? 6 weeks?
Yeah, it's funny. We didn't play them for the first time until it was like what December 5th or something, like first or second week in December.
Yeah.
Now we'll have played them 3 times since then.
Since then, yeah, yeah, it's that's pretty crazy. So, well,
And,
listen,
and I hate the NFL scheduling the way they do that. Like I feel like there's always that one team like in the division where it's like when they're doing the schedule, like I could just picture like me and you sitting there doing the schedule and being like, okay, what teams do we have left? Oh crap, it's December. We haven't had an Eagles Giants game yet. We got to
yeah, right,
schedule them twice in 3 weeks.
yeah, don't you love that? They do that, but they do that with every division. They like
Yeah,
forget one matchup, and they're like, let's just shove it in the back,
right. Because it's
Um,
like they figure all the other ones out perfect, and it's this one, this one, this one. It's like wait, hold on, we're forgetting one. Ah, shit, it's
yeah,
Eagles Giants.
yeah. So yeah, so obviously injuries are certainly our main concern this week as we head into the game. We have one less day to prepare, one less day to practice, but still having that full week was certainly beneficial. That's for sure.
Well, right, and as we brought up on the roundtable last week, who like as long as it wasn't Seattle that won, if it was the Giants that won and we were getting them, then they would be coming off a short week. Or if we were playing the winner of Dallas Tampa, they would also be coming off a short week, although we'd play them on
Regardless,
Sunday. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, exactly. So we certainly have that advantage. To add to kind of everything, the fact that we did sweep them in the regular season, and again, like I said, that last game was barely a game, but still, win's a win, and take it however you
Hey, they
get
all
it.
count. Like, who cares? Like,
Right? No, absolutely. So, yeah. So, listen, I am more than pumped. I have. Uh, I mean, I pretty much have everything just sitting out in my like dining room, ready to get packed into the car.
yeah.
Um, I'm getting my plans set up. I'm figuring out when I need to leave. Um, that's the fun of all of this is
Oh,
figuring
I
out all
love it.
the
Yeah.
stuff and getting down there and having the full tailgate as we like to call it.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a long day, but man, is it worth it? I mean, we did it last time out, and yeah, I may or may not have gotten a little tipsy. Um,
I've
but
seen you this year. You've gotten tipsy a few times. So
what?
I know.
Impossible.
Nah, yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah.
Like the
No.
Washington trip and your Bloody Marys.
Okay. Okay. All right. Listen, away trips, I feel like don't count.
Well,
They don't count
what? We
because
didn't have to drive at all.
I don't have to do any driving. I don't have
Yeah.
to do anything. I'm at a tailgate. That's all you can eat, drink, whatever.
Well, you
And
had to get your money's worth.
yeah, I mean, listen, Philly Sports Trips, who we've partnered up with a few times. They quite literally put on, and we've been to some away games before.
Mhm.
They put on a hell of a show, and it
Yep.
is like nothing else. Like honestly, even if you're not that big of an Eagles fan, like the tailgate was insane. It was absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Arizona was
We'll have
nuts.
to figure out
Washington was
what
nuts.
game we're going to next year.
Well, we've already had some preliminary talks.
Yeah.
You were the night I invited you out, but you had other things going on.
Right.
So we were with a few people that were interested in doing some trips, and
Hmm.
yeah, we've. I think the consensus so far is Tampa Bay.
Amen. Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'm always in favor of warm weather city,
Sure.
especially if it's like
Actually, I have a funny
November.
story about Tampa Bay, about going to Tampa.
Oh yeah,
So I don't know if you remember. Oh gosh, this was years ago. Maybe 2013. The Eagles are playing the Bucks in Tampa,
God.
and in fact, yeah, earlier that year, that previous April, I had to go into the hospital, had emergency surgery for my gallbladder,
Mm,
and like, I mean, just a horrendous month of April.
sure.
And
Yeah,
Jody comes to me and,
gallbladder surgery, not great.
yeah, not fun.
Can confirm.
Yeah. I was going to say, we had it around the same time.
Yeah,
It was kind of weird.
yeah, we did. Didn't I have it first?
Yeah, you had it first, and then it was a month later. I
Wow.
ended up having to do
But
it.
it's
Yeah.
funny because I totally pushed mine back. Like I just was like,
Oh
screw
yeah,
it.
mine was a total emergency. Like I was
Oh
in the
well, mine.
hospital. Like
I mean,
yeah.
mine ended up being that way, but a friend
Mhm.
of ours got married, and I was having some issues leading up, and I was like, I'm not missing this wedding. Like, I'm
Right.
not, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna pull a Lane Johnson. I'm gonna
You
power
gutted it
through.
out, and yeah.
I'm gonna gut it out, and I'm gonna go to this wedding. I'm gonna have a great time. And man, did I just absolutely rock out for the whole weekend. It was like a
Yeah.
weekend trip. Um, and I come back, uh, you know, late Sunday, and I
Mhm.
swear to God, wasn't even like in my house for half an hour before I was on my way to the hospital.
Yeah.
It's like my body knew. Just hold on.
Okay. And
Just
now
hold
it's
on.
good. Now
Now
it's
it's yeah. Now the coast is clear. Let's go.
yeah. Well, anyway, to finish the story, while I was in the hospital, Jody found out that somebody she worked with knew a guy who was running a sports trip to Tampa.
Mm,
It was part of a couple other trips. A guy, local people would know, Don Tollison.
Oh yeah, good old Don, good old Donny
Yeah,
boy.
yeah. Well, it turns out he was running a scam operation.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, and we were involved.
Oh wow,
And that was our trip to Tampa that got scammed.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So what happened? Did you get any money
Oh yeah,
back?
we got our money back because
Oh,
the one lady put it all on her card, and then everybody was paying her.
ah,
And well, the credit card went after Don Tolleson, refunded her all the money,
right.
and just went after him to get the refund back themselves.
Nice.
Yeah,
Frickin' Don, man. I
yeah,
forgot he did that. Wow. That is really funny. Oh man. Well,
yeah.
there
That
you
was
go.
my supposed to be trip to Tampa.
Now you can make up for it and go do
Yeah.
the real thing. It's like I love Warm City away games, especially when
Mhm.
it's like later on. So like, you know, if it's like
It
November
almost
and
seems
it's
like they do what like us, where like what was it? Arizona was what, like week 5 or 6? Like it
yeah,
was
that
so
kind of don't
cold.
get me wrong, it was friggin' beautiful out there. It
Sure.
was yeah, like 80 at night, but it was such a like nice heat. It's not
Mhm.
that humid like bleh. It was
Yeah,
just such
Tampa will be
breezy,
anywhere.
beautiful, dry heat. And yeah, it was I loved it. I loved
Yeah.
Arizona so much. But yes, I would have preferred it to be a little bit later just so you can kind of, go from like 30 degrees in Philly
Mhm.
to like 75 somewhere else and be like,
Yeah.
this is freaking great.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we'll obviously excited to see when that
Yeah,
temp.
you could have texted me and been like, "Oh man, so it's like 75 degrees out here at night," and I'm just like, yeah, dude, it's only like 60 here. Like, what do you want from me?
Yeah, exactly. I would have been like, not that much of an upgrade. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so that's certainly one. I honestly would love to do the Washington game again, but um, I may switch it up and
Mhm.
go to the Jets.
Yeah, I would say one of the New York ones, just because we've been to Washington.
Right, right. And I also have a friend who's a Jets fan.
Mhm.
And I know she would love to go up. Although she really does not like the Eagles. I've invited her to many a tailgates. In fact, anytime the Jets play the Eagles, I'm always like, "You want to go?" She's like, "No, I have no interest in going down there as a Jets fan." So maybe she would want to go up as a
Yeah,
Jets
it's a Jets
fan.
fan
Yeah,
too. Yeah.
right, right, right. But
Well, she might respond with, "No, I don't want to be with all you Eagles fans."
well, yeah, there's there is that. So yeah, we'll see what transpires. But yeah, listen, that is one of the reasons why I wish I could just hit the lottery and just be independently wealthy.
Dude, me and you both.
I would go to every game.
Absolutely.
That would literally be my job to go to every game.
Yeah. And like I would just be like, look, we're buying a huge like limo bus and we're going to, every Eagles game, and I would get somebody to drive us.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you're saying like get like a tour bus?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Right?
I like that.
And this could also work then like during baseball season because I want to hit all the ballparks.
Again,
We do it all in one summer and
that would be great. Just to
yeah.
follow all them around. That'd be awesome.
Obviously, first thing in the morning every day at work, I don't have a whole lot going on, so I can plan out what I would do if I ever hit the Powerball.
Did anybody hit the most recent one?
Somebody hit that like 1.3 billion or whatever
Oh,
Mega
did they?
Millions. Yeah, I
Oh,
think so.
that's the only time I ever play is when it
Yeah,
hits over
me
a
too.
billion.
Yeah,
Because I
I'm not one
don't.
of those suckers only going for like 14 million.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, I was gonna say I think I read the payout's still only gonna be like 450 million.
Oh, only.
Yeah. Well, I mean it's 1.3. Like the IRS is.
Oh yeah. Oh no, the IRS really hits that lottery.
Yeah, they
Not
should.
us.
They
Yeah.
should do. But anyway, but yes, that would be awesome. But yeah, well, again, the beauty of the off season. Not only is it fun with the free agency and the draft, and we obviously get
Mhm.
involved in that, but coming up to when they officially announce the schedule, that's always a big one for me.
I
Um,
always mark that as the last thing that, like, well, the way they've done it the last couple of years, where they announce it after the draft
right.
schedule. Like, that's always like that last thing. It's usually like the last couple of years, it's been like the first couple of weeks of May, and that's always then right afterwards. I'm always like, okay, we got to get to football season now. Like,
Yeah,
all
right.
the off season markers and all that stuff is done.
Yeah, because that's kind of when the boring lull happens before
Yeah,
any actual like training camp and stuff.
right.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But anyway, enough of off-season talk. Is Yeah, it's funny. I've been seeing a lot of that online, Facebook and Twitter. Like, ooh, are we gonna, would you resign blah blah blah? And it's like,
Like, that
let's
save the off season talk for off season. There's
right.
plenty of time.
Let's wait until we're done playing football games before we start worrying about who's staying and who's going.
I mean, if you think
Yeah,
about it,
obviously we
it's
can
still
have
football for what, 5 months a
yeah,
year, and the
yeah,
rest of the year is off season. Like,
yeah,
so 7 months a year we have off season.
yeah, pretty much, pretty
So
much.
let's just table all the off season talk for when it's actually off season.
Yeah, no, fully agree. But I mean, again, it is something that we enjoy
Oh yeah,
doing. But, yeah, and it's not like we haven't had momentary conversations of like, oh well, I think Bradbury's gone and they're going to sign C.J. Johnson,
sure.
whatever, and move on. But anyway, yeah. So listen, I think when it comes down to kind of the keys of this upcoming game is obviously going to be Jalen Hurts and how comfortable he is out there.
Mhm.
Um, whether or not he will have the injury affect him in any way, whether or not that affects him in his running game and his, maybe decision making to run. As again, I think he's done a very, very good job this year of knowing when to run and not just,
Mhm.
I want to harken back to the previous year where it was like it felt like he was just immediately
One
one.
read and gone. Yeah.
Yeah, and now I think like he takes his time, he sees what the defense gives him, and he does go through his reads a lot better, and then he'll go ahead and run, when he needs to
Yeah.
situationally. Obviously, some games, that what was it? Was it the Green Bay game where he
Yeah,
just
he ran for like
he ran and ran? So like, yeah, obviously that's going to happen, but again, I think that's only goes to show you more of the reading what the defense kind of gives you. So
Yeah, I think that's more what, like, because when you drop back like that, and every time you drop back, you look at it and the C's just open in front of you, well, you'd be a fool not to take it.
well, yeah, and that's the thing. He certainly, there were a couple of times last night where I thought Daniel Jones should have ran,
Mm-hmm.
had the wide open lane, and kind of held at the line and to try and make a pass when he could have easily just ran it. I feel like Jalen Hurts knows when he has that opportunity, um, and does take advantage when he knows, hey, I can get a first down. That's
Right.
that's the goal. Every play you're out there. Its goal is to get first down. Keep moving the
Mhm.
sticks. Keep moving the sticks. And he,
Well, what did our boy Chip Kelly used to always say? Touchdown, first down, get down.
yeah,
Like that. I mean, like, some of what he said was not total BS. Like,
right, yeah. No, he theoretically wasn't a horrible coach. He was just kind of a weird ass GM.
yeah, a
So,
whack ass GM.
yes, but I will forever appreciate what he did because what he did do eventually led to what led to us getting a Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, because then how he went and undid everything.
Well, all right, you're right,
No,
but you don't know what would have transpired.
I know, I
Those
know.
players would have still been there, and yada yada yada. They unfortunately had to
Well,
leave.
one had to happen for the other to
One
happen.
for the yeah, exactly. One had to happen for the other to happen. So I will never bash Chip Kelly for doing that because I know what it led to. As much as I want to.
I know, it's just
And,
so easy. The
and as
low
much as
hanging
as
fruit.
much as he deserves it.
Oh yeah,
I just refrain. That's all. But yeah, anyway, certainly if you guys are out there and you're heading down to the game, please let us know. Meet up with us. Hopefully we'll be in C lot, but if not, we will be
yeah.
most
We'll
likely
let you know wherever we're at.
in the lot, most likely. So,
Yeah.
because I know Finney is taking one of his boys from work. Obviously, me and Larry. Shane's mom is coming down with us.
Nice.
I think.
Is Shane coming too?
Now, unfortunately, Finn already asked his buddy before Shane. But should we beat the Giants, he'll be coming down with
Nice.
my other seat. So, yeah. So hopefully, at least the three of us can figure it out and get together and whatnot. So, and Mike, I assume, is coming with you.
Yeah, Mike will be there with me.
Gotcha. He got off. He got his stuff figured out. And you're back out at the last second plan.
No. We were back out. I mean, this was one of those things where like we each kind of like the last game against the Giants. I think we both kind of acted under the assumption that it was going to end up being a 1:00 game, which was dumb on our part. Like that's on us.
Yeah.
And especially as it started to develop, I started to think, I'm like, shoot, like probably going to be a 4:00 game, and by that point, it was too late for us to switch around schedules. And
Gotcha.
so it was really on both of us, not just Mike, for wanting to back out of that Giant game.
Gotcha.
Like I actually think if I had really pushed him on it, he probably would have said F it, let's call out and on Monday and let's go to the game.
Yeah, well, believe me, I get it. And that's why I'm loving the Saturday.
Oh, God, I was ecstatic.
As much as I would have probably loved to have it at 4:30, just, again, still don't have to wake up like terribly crazy early. You can, last time I was home by like 9:30, even after like making a stop for some food on the way home. Obviously, I'd pass right out immediately, but
sure.
That doesn't matter. I'm probably going to get home at 1:30, maybe 2:00.
Yeah.
Depending, because I feel like if we win, we'll probably want to celebrate a little bit in the parking lot.
I was going to say, if we win, you got to hang with us in the park. Like, talk Larry and then hang it for a minute.
Well, you're going to have to text him on that one.
I'll text him.
And, but the beauty of it is doesn't matter when we get home because you have Sunday off
Sunday to recover.
Sleep in, recover, wake up, and then watch
TV.
And watch some more football. So
yeah.
Speaking of, I did another thing. So you've been in my basement.
Yes.
And that I have. I mean, it's not huge, but it's 75-inch TV.
That's nice. Yeah. It's good
so I got another deal on another 75 and threw it in the living room.
Nice.
Yeah, just
brought the living room one downstairs.
I don't know what I want to do with that one.
Okay.
I have the spare room. That I have the NFL Blitz in. I just might make that like a game room. So the small 55-inch TV might go up on the wall there. Although I'm not gonna lie, I would love to find a way to put it down here and then have another TV.
Have the TVs going.
I mean, that's what I originally wanted to do. Remember?
Right. Oh yeah.
I wanted to do 75-75. So theoretically.
You could.
There's nothing stopping me. I could just move the wall.
I was going to say, who's stopping you?
I could move the wall mount over, move that poster over, and adjust and figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what I want to do.
Yeah, of course, I suggested the idea of getting a second TV for my man cave, and it was right away, no. Yeah.
Immediately shut down.
I'm lucky I have one in here.
You just got it. You just got to ask Yodes.
Well, that's the thing. I got to get. Yeah, what I need is you to ask Yodes, because for whatever reason, when I ask Yodes, it's like I'm still talking to Jody.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, okay. Set it up. Let's go. That's what I'm saying. You should have came out to Creekside. Oh my God. I
know.
I got obliterated.
Yeah, we were trying to figure that out, but it just between going to the kids hockey thing and like there was like almost a fight there.
It was hockey. I mean,
between some parents, like it was hilarious.
Yeah. I figured it was parents.
Yeah, the kids are well behaved.
Yeah, believe me, I worked in an ice rink for years. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sure you know all about it.
The worst people in the world, hockey parents.
Oh my god! Talking to my brother-in-law every day, he's like, Jesus, he's like every Saturday, he's like, we have multiple games. Like by the second game, the parents are just freaking obliterated because they go out into the parking lot and sit there for like 6 hours drinking, and then they come in here and they're ready to start a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and also working in the hotel business, knowing that
Oh
uh,
yeah, I imagine you see it all the time.
they act like animals
Mm-hmm.
in there. Where they don't watch their kids, so the
Mm-mm.
kids are literally playing hockey up and down the halls in every lobby space. Just we
Yeah.
literally sometimes give them like a meeting room so they can put their little mini hockey nets out and play. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the parents just want to drink and
Yeah.
they don't want to watch their kids. So
That
anyway,
was a fun trip. One time we went to Pittsburgh, and like that was literally all we did the entire time for the whole trip.
well, there you go.
Yeah.
So you're no better than the rest of them.
Well, I didn't have a kid there. So I wasn't trying to keep track of anybody.
Yeah, that kind of makes it worse.
Oh no, yeah.
All right. Well, we're getting way sidetracked. Side.
We do that sometimes.
Yeah, we do.
And this isn't even
Anyway,
the season. This is the biggest game of the year right
I
now.
know, and like I think I'm just so excited about it. Like
Yeah.
I don't even like know what to say. I'm just. I
Well, I
think I've
look at the
thought about this,
Giants.
talked
Yeah.
about this, and looked at the matchups, and I'm just at this point, I'm just ready to go. I'm just
Yeah.
ready.
Like the Giants aren't going to beat themselves. They're a really smart team. Like in that respect, I respect them. Like
In that respect, I respect them.
well, no, I do. Like, but like I know how that came off, but like I
Uh,
just got to believe that like their big thing is they count on other teams to make a mistake, and
sure.
that's usually a good strategy.
But
But
the Eagles
they're
don't
a
make
team that
don't make many
yeah,
mistakes.
yeah.
Jalen
And just
Hurts
look at the
does not
last
beat
couple weeks.
himself.
Yeah, look at the last couple weeks. Okay, like the Dallas game. Like everybody says, how Gardner Minshew didn't play that great, didn't play that bad, but like we turned the ball over 4 times.
Right.
You turn the ball over 4 times, you're not winning. Like
Yeah, well, very true. I mean, granted, a lot of that was on Watkins, but still,
sure, but
turnovers,
whoever you put it on,
turnovers.
yeah.
So, yeah, you're right. I mean, if they limit the turnovers, and again, it's Jalen Hurts out there, I trust him a lot more,
Mhm.
considering he has 8 total turnovers this year. Uh,
Right.
yeah,
Like
I think that's pretty darn good. 8 total turnovers for about 15 games played. That works for me. That's a half a game, half a turnover a game.
like everything the Giants do good, like everything that they're good at that like makes them who they are. The Eagles do the same thing, only better.
Only better. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it's mostly about keeping Barkley contained as much as
Mhm.
possible, and worrying about their receivers as far as like they're not world beaters, but like they're sneaky good to where
Sure.
they'll get that they'll get those third down conversions.
Hmm.
And then
They'll
again,
push you through. Yeah.
after watching last game, just you got to watch for Danny Dimes running around a little bit.
Sure. And if only the
Defensively,
Eagles did anything to prepare for that and saw anybody like that, I don't know, every day in practice,
right, exactly,
only better.
only better. And the defense, same way. They get after the quarterback, but we also have the best O line in football, and I'm not necessarily worried about that. And honestly, I can't wait till somebody knocks Thibodeau on his ass and
Oh, no.
does a snow angel in his face.
Oh, I know. He's such a jerk.
Yeah. So yes, but we will. We have a lot of week left to go. It's going to be the longest week in a while, and
Yeah.
we will also be on this airways tomorrow with the Philly broadcast and Birds of the Round Table, and then of course you can check out all the other shows on the Philly Sports Alliance, and of course the Painted Lines, who will also stream on our Facebook. So welcome in everybody from the Painted Lines. Um, yeah, other than that, I think that's going to be it for us. It's sorry we started a little later than normal, but that's on me. Um,
It happens.
yeah. But yeah, real quick, just want to thank our sponsor, La Terrain Watches. Use code PSA for site-wide discounts. Go to www.la-terrain.com. I have 3 of their watches. They are fantastic. I have sunglasses from them. In fact, they sold out of the one pair, and I was literally like, what's the deal about getting some of these? He's like, dude, we're in the works. We're getting them. I'm like, sweet. I will absolutely order a bunch more because they are my favorite sunglasses by far. Also, again, want to reiterate thank you very much to the Painted Lines. Been a great partnership. We stream on their YouTube. They stream on our Facebook. We do our Birds of the Round Table show. We're constantly doing shows together, draft shows. In fact, me and Dibes just did a draft show earlier today. Check that out. We did a full first round mock draft, all 32 teams, well, 31 technically. So yeah, check that out, and check out all the rest of the shows. Best way to do it is go on Facebook, follow us on Facebook, put on those automatic notifications. That way, anytime a show comes through Facebook, whether it's a Philly Sports Alliance show, whether it's a Painted Lines show, you get an automatic pop up, let you know when we're on. You can click right in and go right into it and be a part of that show. So other than that, make sure you follow us on YouTube, Twitch, and anywhere where you get your podcast. And then, of course, I have to mention our partnership with Six Pack Coverage. Head on over to sixpackcoverage.com, not only to see all of our shows, but a couple other Philly-inspired shows, our brothers over at CEV Network. But they are more of a national media company. They not only do sports podcasts, but they do fitness, finance, food, travel, you name it, they have it. And they also have a really cool college network where kind of you get the insight on major colleges throughout the country. They got teams there doing their thing. So make sure you follow them on YouTube, and the best place for them is Instagram. They're killing Instagram right now. So, and then last but not least, Philly Sports Trips, as I mentioned earlier. They're the best. Have so much fun with them. I love Vince and everybody behind the scenes and everybody involved. With them. So it's always great to run into those guys when we're tailgating, whether at home or away. But check them out. I highly recommend going to. Even if you don't want to spend the money and go to a really far away trip, go to Washington, go to New York. It's cheap. It's like $300, $350, and it's bus ride there. It's all you can drink, all you can eat. It's a party. It's DJ. There's former Eagles there. There's other sports like 97.5. The Fanatic usually pops into one of those. Like last time, I was talking with Hollis Thomas. I was hanging out with John Kincaid from 97.5, like 4th of John, Philly sports guy, like all the people that you kind of know in the Philly sports scene are usually involved. So highly recommend them. phillysportstrips.com. Head on over there, check out. And they don't just do Eagles. They do Phillies, they do Sixers, they do Union, they do trips overseas, like to the Masters or to the British Open or whatever. They got everything. It's awesome. They got spring training too for Phillies. That's cool as hell. I really want to do that. No, right? But yeah, anyway, thank you everybody for listening. Thank you everybody for chiming in. Appreciate all the love on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and of course, all of our podcast sites, Spotify, Apple, and Google. We will see you guys next week. Hopefully another Victory Monday, talking about who we're playing on that next Sunday for the NFC Championship game, and then hopefully on the road to the Super Bowl. Other than that, check out all the other shows on the Philly Sports Alliance.
I can't believe we're already at this point.
No, right? The season flew by. It's awful. I hate it, but I love it. And same time. So yeah, check out Philly Broadcast tomorrow, Birds of the Round Table tomorrow, and then Wednesday, TLC podcast with Eric over there and Mike. And I think later tonight, if it's not, actually it's on right now, second episode, the return episode of Tendies on Pattison, hockey podcast is going on now. So certainly check that out. And hopefully the Diamond Club podcast will be coming back real soon too. So that's it for us. Eric, got anything to add before we pop on out of here?
Nah.
All right. Keep it consistent. Love it. Getting that streak's almost at 300, man. You're getting there.
I know. I almost added something tonight, but I decided not.
Thank God. Woo. Woo. All right. Well, we will see you all throughout the week, and definitely we'll see you down at the tailgate. Follow us on Twitter up there for updates, or you can always just look for the Philly Sports Alliance or
Us updates too.
or the Football Smack Talk flag. One side's Football Smack Talk, one side's Philly Sports Alliance. So we'll be flying high in the air. So check us out wherever you are tailgating. And come on by for a free beer. Courtesy of Eric.
Apparently, I'm giving away beers.
Yeah, Eric, just handing out beers.
Yeah. I better make sure to grab some more beers.
Yeah, you should. And if you're a lady, you might get two.
Sure. Maybe.
Wow, we could just keep going.
No. Calm down.
If you prove that you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, you'll get 3 beers. Woo!
All right, better go buy a couple cases of Miller Lite to give out.
Let's go.
Because I'm not giving out my good beers.
Well, no, I wouldn't want you to give out your good beers. Beer snob.
Oh, I totally am.
Yeah, I know you are. What happened?
I don't know, man. It's like all of a sudden I started finding all these new beers, and so I just wanted to try more and more, and now that's all I enjoy.
Well,
just trying new beers.
I'm a simple man. I keep it with Miller Lite, especially for tailgates. Man,
Yeah.
Everybody loves it.
I've been told I drink dad beers, but
yeah,
I punched that guy in the face who said that.
I concur.
Well, you're not in front of me, so I can't punch you in the face.
See you Saturday, bud. All right, folks. Well, we're going to head out. Thank you so much. We'll see you throughout the week. We will see you Saturday at that tailgate. Again, make sure you follow us on Twitter up there, Philly Sports PSA, for all updates. And if you have an update yourself, shoot it on over to us because we are desperately trying to find that information. So we will see you guys next week, celebrating hopefully another Eagles victory over the Giants and talking about the NFC Championship game. So that's it for us. Have a great Monday. Have a great rest of the week. May it go fast. Go Birds. And for the Football Smack Talk show, I'm Ryan.
I'm Eric. Happy football, everybody.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.